of you here have used or have heard people use the word refugee as an insult? Raise up hands. This is the reality where we live in. I have personally heard people use this to describe me. I was walking with my mom in the streets going to my class, and for some reason this random, she's a complete stranger. I do not know her and she does not know me. She walks past me and then she goes like, "You're a refugee. Hey look, she's a refugee." And then she just nonchalantly keeps on walking. That day, I was so shocked. I went home, I looked up the refugee crisis worldwide. And this is what I saw. So we are all aware of this civil war that is going on in Syria, yes? It's been going on for a long, long time. And this one story stuck with me. This 3-year-old boy named Aylan Kurdi, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, he drowned along with his 5-year-old brother and mom while trying to flee the country. They were found ashore in Turkey.
Nothing has captured this crisis like the picture that we began with last night. The 3-year-old Syrian boy who washed up, drowned on a Turkish beach. Today, Holly Williams learned the rest of his story. It's hard to watch, but it should be seen.
The little boy whose lifeless body was washed ashore now has a name. Aylan Kurdi was 3 years old when he lost his life crossing the Mediterranean Sea to Europe. His 5-year-old brother Galip and their mother also drowned in a desperate attempt to find a better life. Aylan's father Abdullah survived, and today he collected the bodies of his wife and young sons from the morgue. The waves were so high and the captain panicked and jumped into the sea, he said. "I took my wife and children in my arms, but they were all dead." They fled the Syrian town of Kobani, which was decimated when ISIS tried to seize it earlier this year, leaving nearly everyone there homeless. Abdullah's sister, Timi Kurdi, who lives in Vancouver, said she gave the family money to pay a human smuggler.
His wife told me on the phone a week ago, "I'm so scared of the water. I don't know how to swim. If something happened."
Over 300,000 people have attempted the dangerous journey to Europe this year, and more than 2,000 have paid with their lives, including many other children whose names we don't know. But it's these images of Aylan Kurdi that have finally brought the tragedy home to people in Europe and pricked the conscience of European leaders.
Abdullah Kurdi will cross back into Syria tomorrow to bury his wife and 2 young sons. And Scott, a friend of the family, told us they paid around $4,000 to be smuggled to Europe, but then did not have enough money to buy life jackets.
Holly Williams, thanks.
His father, Abdullah, went back home to Syria, the Syria that was being destroyed, the Syria where children were being tortured, the Syria where people, their own people, were being mercilessly killed. He went back home and buried his children and his beloved wife. In fact, he was given the opportunity after that incident to leave the country safely and sound. Did he choose to leave? No. His response was more than heartbreaking. He said, "I cannot leave because what was precious was gone." This incident alone should enlighten us and open our eyes and teach us that these words, they cannot be used to insult people. Refugees are also people. They're desperate and they're fleeing the country. Just like us, they are people and they are desperately seeking for help, shelter, and security. Thank you.